Hello everybody and welcome to New Moon Bloom's Flower Club tutorial. I'm very excited to show you this beautiful box of flowers today. If it's your first time joining us, welcome. I'm Sharon and I'm the owner and florist here at New Moon Blooms, and each week we create a video to show you what's in your subscription flowers, how to arrange them prettily, and give you little tips and tricks on floral care. This week it's week 3, January. It's a glorious sunny day in Dublin and we have beautiful delphinium flowers, snow white delphinium and Irish grown eucalyptus. This eucalyptus is grown in Wicklow, so really beautiful smell. If it's your first Flower Club tutorial, welcome. You will have received a vase in your box, and let's get on in and see what's in the box today. So your box arrives and you will have your flowers secured tightly with our pretty little ribbon. You will have 2 pieces of compost or flower food, compostable flower food, and also a little care guide on how to look after your flowers. Lots of information about our growers in here and some information about the Flower Club. And don't forget, if you've any questions, just get in touch, drop us a DM, or care@newmoonblooms is a great email to catch us on. And we love answering any questions. You'll find instructions on how to care for your flowers, so trim them at least 2 centimeters off the bottom. You'll see prune the leaves below the waterline and how to display them. Where to display them is really important to get long life out of your flowers. Very important to be away from radiators, direct sunlight, a draft. No good for flowers as it dehydrates them very quickly. So a perfect position would be a sideboard in a sitting room, in your hall, on your kitchen table, just away from all those elements. Now, pop the box in here, and I like to organise my flowers. So this week, you'll see during delivery we sleep, wakey wakey, fresh water and flower food please. Our delphiniums are long, tall stems just like this. They are multi-headed stems. Sometimes you see little ones broken, that's okay, you just pop them off. And they're different. Some of them are little, don't have so many stems and they're quite open, and these ones will open later. All gorgeous. So what I'd like to do is put all my delphiniums here and some eucalyptus. Oh, the smell is so good, really beautiful. Sometimes eucalyptus can be a little bit sticky. Obviously eucalyptus oil is made from the eucalyptus plant, so it seeps sometimes a little bit of sap, but no harm, just give your hands a wash afterwards. I have my secateurs, or sharp scissors is great because we're going to cut the stems. I have some fresh water, it's already in my vase, nice clean vase, fresh water and our flower food. And I also have a little bin, a compost bin for the waste. I'm going to start by adding our flower food into the vase. You'll see the flower food protects the flowers, protects the water from bacteria growing, and it has some nutrients to nourish the flowers and help sustain their life, or their vase life. I always start, if you haven't been with us before, with our foliage, and I kind of view foliage as being nearly like the architecture within a vase. So you're creating a structure that the flowers can then sit into prettily. Sometimes you have some excess foliage and you can use it in a little vase or a little glass. And again, I remove the stems below the waterline, and I will cut 2 centimeters off at a nice sharp angle. 45 degrees, perfect, so the stem isn't sitting flat on the base of the vase. And sometimes the foliage will fall naturally, and we have multi-stemmed foliage. This guy, our delphiniums are quite tall today, so you can kind of leave your foliage tall. And again, 45-degree angle. And in it goes. There's such gorgeous sunlight today. It's really lovely, all that vitamin D. And we're crisscrossing the stems in the vase. I'm going to add one into the front here. Lots of different heights. I'm going to take some more leaves off. Anything below the waterline we remove. If you have leaves within the waterline, it kind of causes bacteria to grow, and they can you'll reduce the length of your stem life. Nice small pieces, which I'm going to put in the front there. And take off the stems. Oh, lovely. There are 7 delphinium in our arrangement today. Delphiniums are kind of a really luxury flower. They give lots of life and they should last you, and they are just so beautiful, dancing like they're like little flower fairy hats the whole way up the stem. Again, I'd strip all the leaves off, and any flowers that would be below the waterline I would also take off. And again, a nice sharp cut, 45-degree angle, so your stem ends up nicely angled. And this, I'm going to put him straight into the middle. And it might fall naturally, and that's okay. Check the height. I think the height is good. Leaves on the bottom, so I'm going to take these off and pop them off with your hand or with your secateur. I'm just trimming off the little buds. Sometimes the stems can do it a little trim. You can see the old leaves from the grower here, and I just take them, give them a little trim. Kind of keeps the water clean, and make sure you're not putting any floral bacteria into your water. Again, nice 45-degree cut. Here we go. Beautiful. All the leaves are coming off again. Flowers, I think they're so important. The energy of the earth and is within the stems. It's so good for our mental health, and it's so mindful to be sitting and arranging your flowers and creating something beautiful. Getting in that creative flow is really important too. So we have 4 stems in here now. You can see they're kind of angled different ways. You could take all the leaves off. This one has stems and leaves all the way down, so I'm going to remove all the flower heads below the waterline. So you can see here, we take them all off. And if you've any little damaged heads, it's quite normal. 14 years here at Frog Prince, we've been working with delphiniums for weddings and special events, and quite often they're a delicate bloom, so they come in a little bit damaged, so we just trim them off. It doesn't mean the stem is any less good or there's any less quality, and you're not going to miss a head or two. I mean, there's so many beautiful little heads here. This stem is kind of bent and it's leaning this way, so I always work with the natural shape of a stem or this way. So if I was to put him straight into the vase, he's probably going to lean one way or the other. So I'm probably going to swap out this stem and pop this one in here. And again, removing all of the flower heads and leaves that will be below the waterline or in the vase. A nice height, got a little bit more off there. And we'll take this one out. Beautiful. And that's pretty much it. This is our vase of delphinium, who are just so pretty. Don't forget your compost food. It is change your water after about 3 days, empty it out, give your stems a little trim, maybe 1 centimetre, 2 centimetres off, clean the vase, add in your fresh water and your flower food, and you should get another couple of days out of the beautiful flowers. We have a nice pretty ribbon, so don't forget, if you would like to finish off your vase, you can add this ribbon to the front of your vase. How pretty is that? Absolutely gorgeous.